Hey guys, welcome back to Unfiltered, the podcast where reality gets drunk and starts texting its ex at 3 a.m., only to wake up and find out Facebook reported it for violating community guidelines. I'm your host, Midwest Mama. Well, it's March, the month of collapses, the month of betrayals, the month where everything goes sideways. If you feel weird right now, like the universe itself is trying to gaslight you, it's not just you. March is historically cursed. And if you think that's dramatic, just ask Julius Caesar. Oh, wait, you can't, because March shanked him in the back. Speaking of colossal failures, let's talk about Facebook, the glitchy, boomer infested wasteland where bots, scammers, and power tripping meta overlords run wild, while the rest of us get smacked with violations for even existing. You think history is full of bad decisions? Try running a Facebook group in 2025. I got 20K plus members, and somehow Facebook thinks I should be held personally responsible for every meme, comment, or spicy take that gets posted. Like I'm some kind of unpaid, emotionally drained meta hall monitor. Meanwhile, actual garbage thrives on that app. Crypto scams, thriving. Bots asking if you want to see their pics, everywhere. But me, the person making real content, actually engaging with people, I guess I'm the problem. So before this episode mysteriously disappears like a government file that was never classified in the first place, here's what we're diving into today. History's worst decisions because humanity just keeps proving it shouldn't be in charge. Holidays so idiotic they prove time is a joke. NASA experiments that should have been illegal. March's absolute dumpster fire of random chaos. And of course, if you like what you hear, follow me anywhere but Facebook before they hit me with the digital equivalent of cement shoes. All right, let's go. Weird History, the Hall of Regrettable Decisions. This is your weekly reminder that history is mostly just people making bad choices and hoping for the best. First up, we have Robert Liston, the surgeon who killed three people in one surgery. Victorian medicine was basically medieval torture, but with extra steps. Robert Liston was a celebrity surgeon known for amputating limbs as fast as humanly possible. Why? Because anesthesia wasn't a thing yet. If you were on the table, your best bet was to hope this guy was having a good day. Then came his most infamous surgery. Liston, moving at lightning speed, sawed off a man's leg in under 2.5 minutes. But in his frenzy, he also accidentally hacked off his assistant's fingers and sliced through the coat of a nearby spectator. The patient died from infection. The assistant also died from infection. The spectator had a freaking heart attack and died on the spot. It's the only surgery in history with a 300% mortality rate. Then we have the dancing plague of 1518, when people literally danced themselves to death. Strasbourg, France. Out of nowhere, one woman starts dancing in the streets. People laugh until she doesn't stop. More people join in. Days pass, then weeks. They can't stop. People collapse. Some die of exhaustion. Others literally dance to death. Doctors, being the absolute morons they were back then, decided the cure was more dancing. So they built a stage, brought in musicians, and turned it into basically a medieval rave. The result? More dead people. Historians still don't know what caused it. Theories include ergot poisoning, or LSD mold in the bread, mass hysteria, or basically some kind of cosmic punishment. Either way, it disappeared as suddenly as it started. Now we have my personal favorite for the week, the Great Emu War, the time Australia lost to birds. The year is 1932. Australia has a plague of emus. The birds are eating crops, causing chaos, and refusing to pay rent. The government's solution? Bring in the army. Armed with machine guns, the soldiers expected an easy victory, but they were wrong. The emus dodged bullets like they were in the Matrix. They ran in formations using decoys to confuse the gunners and outpace jeeps. After thousands of wasted rounds and exactly zero emu casualties that mattered, the government surrendered. The birds fucking won. The emus still rule Australia. And if losing a war to emus wasn't embarrassing enough, wait until you hear about the ridiculous official holidays people have decided deserve a spot on the calendar. We are talking about celebrations that make zero sense, honor things no one asked for, and prove that society might just be one weird tradition away from total collapse. Stupid holidays, the dumpster fire of time. Look, the world is held together with duct tape and lies, and nothing proves that more than these absurd, legally recognized holidays. Someone out there got these on a calendar while you still have 10 unread emails from the DMV. So let's dive into the 7-day fever dream that somehow passes for tradition. On February 27th, we had National No Brainer Day, a whole fucking holiday dedicated to giving your last two brain cells the day off. Like Congress does every single session. The entire point is to only do things that require zero thought. You want to rewatch a show you've seen 15 times? Perfect. Want to eat an entire loaf of bread straight from the bag? Excellent form. Want to send K as a response to a heartfelt text? The true champions of No Brainer Day are the ones already in charge of large corporations and social media algorithms. Then on February 28th, we had National Public Sleeping Day. Finally, a holiday that lets you legally pass out wherever you want. Bus stop, sure. Mall food court, nap away. Middle of a PTA meeting, ideal. The only rule is you cannot be arrested for it, unless you sleep in front of an ATM, in which case you're now loitering and will be tackled by law enforcement. Also, airports, completely off limits. TSA doesn't care if it's National Public Sleeping Day. You so much as blink too slow and they'll think you're a sleeper cell. Then on the very controversial February 29th, which did not occur this year, to be clear, we have Leap Day, Government Bonus Tax Collection Day. Yes, the calendar's oopsie. Every 4 years, some dude in a robe goes, shit, we forgot time. And now we all have to live an extra day like it's just normal. But here's the part they don't tell you. You kind of work this day for free. The government just collects extra taxes without adjusting for the extra 24 hours of corporate slavery. Meanwhile, people born on Leap Day don't even get a proper birthday and are forced to celebrate their aging only every 4 years, like some kind of time traveling cryptid. March 1st, National Pig Day, a day created by two sisters in the 70s who just wanted people to appreciate pigs. What really happened? Society said, great, let's eat more bacon. Fucking, I support this message. That's like declaring National Dog Day and then celebrating it by opening a hot dog stand. I mean, again, I support the Bacon Day. Pigs are smarter than most influencers, can solve puzzles, and would 100% overthrow humanity if they could organize. But instead of respecting them, we just fry them up and slap them on a breakfast sandwich. I mean, once again, I support the bacon. But if pigs ever gain opposable thumbs, we're fucked. Then there's March 2nd, National Old Stuff Day, a day to celebrate anything old, like my dad. Vintage records? Check. Ancient artifacts? Check. The sketchy pack of hot dogs in the fridge you keep saying you'll throw out? Check. But let's be real. This day is mostly just boomers screaming about how life was better before the internet, which is kind of true. They'll spend the whole day reminiscing about rotary phones before logging into Facebook to post 46 blurry pictures of their backyard. And let's not forget that old stuff also includes the crumbling infrastructure of the US. So, really, every day is Old Stuff Day. March 3rd. Guys, this one is stupid, but I guess it's real. I don't know. If pets had thumbs day, if you ever looked at your cat and thought, thank God you can't open doors, this holiday will haunt you. Imagine your dog grabbing your phone and ordering 47 pounds of kibble off of Amazon. Imagine your parrot texting your ex, you up? Imagine raccoons, already little chaos goblins, now fully capable of robbing vending machines. The only reason humans are in charge is because animals can't unlock things. But if pets had thumbs, you'd wake up to your dog holding your car keys, going, it's my turn to drive. Then there's March 4th, Holy Experiment Day, aka Start Your Own Cult Tuesday. Forget spirituality. This is your chance to go full Messiah mode. Have a weird theory? A deep, unsettling charisma? A robe? Congrats. You now have a religion. History is littered with people who woke up one day and decided, yeah, I want to be God now. And somehow got other people to agree. Scientology started with a sci fi writer bullshitting over drinks. The Heaven's Gate crew literally thought Nike sneakers were the key to the afterlife. If they could do it, so can you. Want tax exempt status? Declare your kitchen a temple. Need followers? Just start tweeting in all caps with random biblical sounding phrases. Want to solidify your movement? Start a Patreon. It's 2025. Modern cults run on direct deposits. Just make sure to set some ground rules because if history has taught us anything, it's that once people start drinking the Kool-Aid, shit gets dark fast. And now March 5th, National Absinthe Day, or the gateway to the shadow realm. Absinthe, the devil's mouthwash. Absinthe has been ruining lives, summoning ghosts, and making poets think they can see God since the 1800s. Back then, people weren't just getting drunk, though. They were peeling back the layers of reality. Painters swore they could see colors that didn't exist. Writers had full-on conversations with their own hallucinations. Some even claimed fairies whispered stock market advice to them. And then the government was like, yeah, we should probably ban this. But here's the thing, absinthe was never actually hallucinogenic. Turns out the reason 19th century artists were tripping balls wasn't wormwood or magic. It was just that they were slamming 140 proof alcohol like it was fucking Gatorade. So go ahead, take a shot, stare at a candle, and see if you can unlock the hidden dimensions of the universe. But if a shadowy figure starts whispering in your ear, that's not the absinthe. That's just your liver giving up. So after chugging enough absinthe to see the fabric of reality unravel, it only makes sense to question what's actually real. Let's talk about a group of people who don't even need hallucinogens to make mind blowingly questionable decisions. NASA. Because while they've sent humans to the moon and rovers to Mars, they've also pulled off some absolutely ridiculous borderline criminal acts against common sense. The bizarre science of space madness and alien shenanigans, NASA's lost alien tapes. Where the hell did they go? You'd think that if humanity ever captured actual proof of extraterrestrial life, NASA would, keep track of it. But nah. Back in 1969, NASA somehow lost, erased, or accidentally taped over the original high quality recordings of the Apollo 11 moon landing. And let's be real, that's some my dog ate my homework level bullshit. NASA claims it was a mistake, that they just reused the tapes to save money, but riddle me this. Why do we have footage from every Super Bowl since the 60s, yet the most important moment in human history got tossed like a rerun of Days of Our Lives? Seriously? Some say it was just incompetence. Others whisper that maybe, just maybe, something was on those tapes that we're not supposed to see. Moon structures, alien photobombs, a crew member quietly muttering, "Oh shit, there's something out there." We may never know, because those tapes are deader than the blockbuster rental industry. Then there's the space roar, the sound of the universe screaming at us. In 2006, a NASA satellite picked up a deep, unsettling, never before heard signal from deep space. And instead of being like, let's investigate this, scientists basically went, "That's weird," and just kept moving. They called it the space roar, a mysterious, ear shattering radio wave 6 times louder than anything we should be detecting in space. I mean, space is supposed to be silent, but this is some eldritch horror movie soundtrack bullshit. Scientists tried to blame it on galaxies colliding or some other kind of interstellar static, but nobody really knows. What we do know is that something out there is screaming into the void, and our best answer is a collective meh. So sleep well, knowing that the cosmos itself might be shouting at us, and we're just ignoring it like a text from our ex. In other news, black holes might be barfing out whole ass universes. We all know black holes as cosmic death traps, right? Bottomless pits where light, matter, and even reality itself get yeeted into the abyss. But get this, some physicists now think that black holes aren't just destroying stuff. They might actually be spitting out entire new universes. Yes, you heard that right. Instead of being one-way tickets to oblivion, black holes might be more like cosmic wombs, endlessly birthing alternate realities. This means every time a black hole swallows something, it could be regurgitating it as a brand new universe, complete with its own stars, planets, and possibly an alternate version of you who made better life choices. So what does this mean for us? Probably nothing unless you accidentally fall into one and wake up in a parallel dimension, where pineapple pizza is illegal and the McDonald's ice cream machines actually work. But for now, just know that the universe is even weirder than we thought. Because space isn't just destroying itself, it might be cloning itself. So after wrapping our heads around black holes, or cosmic nightmares that consume everything in their path and defy all logic, let's talk about something just as destructive, unpredictable, and utterly chaotic: human history. Because if you think the universe is merciless, wait until you hear about the Ides of March, an omen-drenched disaster zone where betrayal, downfall, and straight-up historical mayhem seem to thrive. Strap in, because this is where things go off the rails. The Ides of March are coming, and everything is a mess, so beware the Ides of March. Or just embrace the madness. March 15th, the day Julius Caesar got absolutely shivved to death by his own bros in the ultimate workplace betrayal. But here's the thing. The Ides of March isn't just about Caesar catching 23 stab wounds like a human pincushion. It's a full-on historical bad luck vortex, a swirling toilet bowl of doom. And every year, people completely ignore the warning signs. Let's take a roll call of chaotic Ides of March disasters. In 1934, a massive cyclone wiped Darwin, Australia off the fucking map. In 1917, the Tsar of Russia was forced to abdicate, leading to one of history's bloodiest revolutions. In 1938, the stock market had a meltdown, which, shocker, led to another economic disaster. And just for extra spice, Caesar's stabbing set the stage for the rise of emperors, the fall of the Republic, and the eventual collapse of Rome. Basically, the Ides of March is history's way of saying, hold my beer, before throwing civilization into the fucking deep fryer. So maybe don't make big life choices mid March. And if your coworkers start acting shady, you might want to check your back, literally. And speaking of decisions that could doom civilization, as if betraying Caesar wasn't enough, scientists have now decided to play Jurassic Park with viruses. Because what's the worst that could happen, right? So, what about the time scientists revived a 48,500-year-old zombie virus? Because apparently we haven't had enough plagues. Some scientists in Siberia thought, hey, let's dig up ancient permafrost and bring a prehistoric virus back to life. And not just any virus, one that had been frozen for nearly 50,000 years. Now, I don't know about you, but if something has been buried since the last ice age, maybe just leave it the fuck alone. But nah, these mad scientists were like, let's see what happens. They managed to revive the virus, and guess what? It's still infectious. They called it a zombie virus. And while it only infects amoebas, for now, we've all seen this horror movie. This is how it starts. Some overenthusiastic scientist unfreezes an ancient disease. Everything seems fine. And the next thing you know, boom, apocalypse. We don't need another pandemic. We don't need a T virus situation. And we don't need to wake up in a world where our neighbors are trying to eat our faces off. But hey, who am I to judge? Maybe next week they'll find a frozen saber-toothed tiger and decide to clone it while they're at it. Why stop at zombie viruses and resurrected apex predators? Humanity's track record proves that if there's a terrible, reality breaking decision to be made, someone somewhere is going to make it. Like, oh, I don't know, funneling hundreds of billions of dollars into a foreign war while our own country fucking falls apart? Yeah. While the US government's been out here making the $1 billion blunder, the movie starring Ukraine as the main character, actual Americans are struggling to afford groceries. But don't worry, Zelensky just showed up again with his hands out like a trust fund kid whose parents finally cut off his credit card. But luckily, this time, Trump and Vance told him to kick rocks. It's about time. After 2 years of the US taxpayer being robbed blind to fund a war none of us voted for, someone finally said what should have been said from day one. No. No more blank checks. No more treating Americans like Ukraine's personal sugar daddy. No more ignoring our own crises while we bankroll theirs. I mean, imagine if all that money had went to fixing our economy, paying off our national debt, securing our borders, or, like maybe paying people whose lives have been destroyed by natural disasters in this country, like California, Hawaii, North Carolina. Like they got $700 and over $100 billion has been sent to a foreign country for their foreign war that we have nothing to fucking do with. But no, DC has been too busy writing another blank check for the world's most expensive money pit. Well, maybe the free ride's over, and not a moment too soon, because let's talk about where some of that money really went. You really think our tax dollars are just vanishing into the abyss of foreign aid and defense spending? Think again, guys. The Epstein files just dropped, and surprise, surprise, the worst kept secret in human history just keeps getting darker. The richest, most powerful degenerates on the planet were jet setting to an island designed for trafficking minors. And the same government that spies on literally everything we do somehow couldn't keep track of a massive international sex ring involving presidents, princes, Wall Street overlords, and more. Give me a fucking break. And let's be real, these new files, totally scrubbed, sanitized, and censored. You think they're giving us the real list of names? No. We are getting the Wish version. The real power players, the ones who write the checks, control the media, and own the politicians. They're buried so deep, you need an act of God to unearth them. Oh, but don't worry. The FBI, the CIA, and every other alphabet soup agency that's supposed to protect us will investigate your grandma for sending a spicy Facebook post, but they can't be bothered to take down the most obvious blackmail operation in human history? Of course not, because they're all in on it. Epstein wasn't just some rogue pervert. He was a system, a machine, a factory pumping out dirt on politicians, judges, CEOs, and whoever else needed a little persuasion. And when he wasn't useful anymore, suicide. And let's talk about the absolute slap in the face this is to every taxpayer. We shell out trillions to a government that says we're responsible for a national debt we didn't create. But when it comes to actual criminals running the world, we've got nothing. No justice, no accountability, just another oopsie, the files got lost, the cameras weren't working, the jail guards fell asleep. Meanwhile, these demons are still out there, probably laughing their asses off in a luxury bunker, drinking 50-year-old scotch, knowing they'll never be touched because they own the entire fucking system. And the media, they might give this a news cycle and a half before shoving it under the rug so we can go back to arguing about what color a fucking dress is. This is all a joke. A disgusting, infuriating joke. But I guess they think we'll just shut up and move on. Will we? Well, that's it, guys. March is cursed. History says it, science proves it, and this episode might mysteriously vanish just for saying the quiet part out loud. If you survive the Ides of March without getting metaphorically or literally stabbed in the back and don't end up in an alternate dimension, congrats. You've beaten the odds. So celebrate properly, buy yourself a drink, light a candle, maybe just stare into the void for a minute and let it stare back. And most importantly, don't trust your phone, your government, or whatever AI is currently deciding what you're allowed to say online. And since certain platforms love to play digital dictator, stay connected with the madness at the Unfiltered podcast, Instagram and TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, and Patreon, because chaos deserves a platform. And if you love this beautifully unhinged podcast, help me keep it alive by supporting my Indiegogo campaign, because independent chaos takes funding. And I promise to keep delivering the madness. Until then, see you next week. Love you, bye.